Now that we've got the front spars, just the front spars only, glued in top and bottom, now we're going to glue all the glue all the wing panels together. So we've got obviously the left panel, the right panel. I'm working on the left panel. The center section, what you want to do here is split the saddle. And again, there's a top and bottom. I keep saying that, but the reason I keep pointing that out is we want this bottom piece because when the wire cutter cut, it's machined to exactly the same thickness as these panels here. So now we're just going to glue this to this panel right here. We're just going to use some CA to do that. CA, maybe a little bit of kicker helps out too. So just take some thick CA. What we want to do is we want to make sure to line, put the kicker on here, line the front up real carefully. Okay, and then just glue it together to make this wing saddle. I'll just hold it in place until that kicker kicks off. Okay. Now we're going to glue the center section to those. We'll work on the left side. Now, you can do the right side first. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't just have to be working on the left side. So now we're going to use the same method here. We're going to glue the center section on to this right here. Now, if you want to line up the nose, there'll be a slight recess right back here because the firewall fits down inside there. The firewall glues onto the center section, which is cut flat. So that's cut to the center line of the wing. So when we glue it together, we just want to match up the nose is all. And here, we'll use the same method, CA and kicker. It's a good idea to put a piece of wax paper, just cut a small piece of wax paper. If you'll split it right there at the nose up there, that'll help a little bit. And then all we're simply going to do is the same thing we just did on that. We're going to use CA and kicker, and we're going to glue those two pieces together. So obviously make sure you're gluing the right side up on this center section here. The battery cutout is the right side up. And a little bit of kicker. On there with kicker. And we're just going to line up the nose again like we were talking about. Make sure the wax paper doesn't get in the way. Put that down in there. And holding it together, let the kicker kick off. Go. Now, pretty much identically on the other side. Actually, what you might want to do is make sure this doesn't have any extra glue. A bit of kicker. Kicker's always a great idea when you're working with CA. It saves you a lot of time. Should cut me a second piece for that, but oh well. Same as we did before. I'm going to glue the right side panel. This will keep it there. We'll glue this panel to this side. And once this is done, you'll have a bed to finish putting the rest of the spars in and to finish building the wing on, just the bottom. Again, why I keep pointing out the bottom is these bottom pieces are all machined with a hot wire cutter to be the same thickness on the bottom, so it makes you a good bed. The top pieces could be different because of the difference in the thickness of the foam panels, etc., etc. But as long as you're using the bottom pieces, those are all machined to fit exactly. So that was there. That would be a bad idea to just put this over. Thing there. All we'll do is test fit first. Make sure everything's flat. Send down the wing panel like that. Put some kicker. Holding everything in there flush and flat. Line up the nose piece again. Press together.